Hello, my name is Sophie and welcome back to my video series with Ohuhu teaching you guys how to start a bullet journal. So this is video 4, the final one, and today we're going to be making seasonal bullet journal spreads. Now, this entire video series with Ohuhu has been teaching you guys how to start your own journals, and I wanted to combine a lot of different concepts into this last video since it is, of course, the last one, and hopefully at this point you guys are bullet journaling pros. And the prompt was to create seasonal bullet journal spreads. So I was thinking to myself, okay, option A, I could create multiple spreads in my bullet journal, like a calendar spread, a habit tracker spread, a weekly spread, etc., and do a different season, like winter for one, summer for another, etc. But then I was like, okay, that's a little boring. What if I did something to spice it up? So instead of doing 4 different spreads with different seasons in each, I decided to do one big spread with Dutch doors in the middle and a huge artwork around it that represents all 4 seasons. So number 1, I think this is a good way to teach you guys how to do Dutch doors, which I'll explain in just a second if you don't know what they are. And then also, I think this is a cool way to show you guys different art techniques that you can use. I am currently using the Ohuhu Fineliner for all of the line art. This is the size 02. Their pack has a large variety of sizes, but this one is great because it's a perfect balance of like fine for detail work, but also it like stands out. It's not too fine, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, but I'm going to be using some of their other markers later that I'll explain to you in a bit, and I'm going to be using a very special marker to use a stippling technique. But like I said, we'll get to that, okay? So right now, basically, I'm doing the line art for this huge drawing that's going to go around the Dutch door. Now, what is a Dutch door, you may ask? Dutch doors are like smaller doors inside of a bullet journal. So you know how sometimes when you go to a nursery and they have like the doors in 2 parts, so like the top half of the door can open but the bottom half is closed so that little kids can't walk out of a nursery, you know what I'm saying? This is kind of similar, but it's like in the middle. So basically I cut off the right end and the top and bottom of the next spread in the bullet journal, and I did that twice. So I have 2 little half spreads that are kind of stuck in the middle here, and the drawing I'm doing is on the left side of the first page and then the right side of the third page, if that makes sense. So it's like I just cut the edges of 2 spreads in the middle of the drawing on the outside, so I have like 2 baby spreads in the middle, or like half doors or Dutch doors, aka in the middle. Now Dutch doors can be cut like this, they can be done horizontally, vertically. There are many different styles of Dutch doors, and I do recommend looking up inspiration pictures and ideas to get your creative juices flowing. But this is the one that I decided to do for this image here because I wanted the spreads to be surrounded by the artwork. So as you can see with my very extensive sketching, I basically have a landscape in the background here. On the left, I have very tall trees and a fence with flowers. There's a little cottage in the background there. As you go across the top, there are clouds, trees, a sun, and then we get into the mountains. On the right, some snow falling, and then we come down the right side, there are more trees. On the bottom, we have a snowman. Then we come over to the left middle, and there's like a river. So basically here we have 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter, going from left to right, almost in like vertical columns, but I tried to make them like smoothly blend between each other so they're not obvious that the seasons are changing, except it's kind of more obvious when you eventually see the colored version, because the left side will be pink and flowery and the right side will be more blue and snowy, you know? I think it's a really cool concept. Inside each of the Dutch doors is where I will have each of the spreads, like my calendar spread, my tracker spread, my weekly spread, and I'll explain more about these layouts later in the video, but I tried to do all the line art first, and now we will get to the coloring. So I'm of course using Ohuhu's Pupe paper-friendly markers to do a lot of the coloring here. I love these markers. They're dual tipped with a brush pen and a fine liner. But I am also using the Ohuhu Kumimi markers, which are dual tipped with a dot marker and then a calligraphy pen. So this is a really awesome choice because I'll show you guys later in this setup. You can use the dot marker for things like stippling or making habit trackers, and then you can also use it to like fill in, you know, big swaths like you would a normal marker, but the dot shape makes it really cool. And then the other side being calligraphy means you can do calligraphy in all different colors, because obviously every marker is a different color, so it's much more interesting than basic boring black calligraphy. So I'm really loving experimenting with these pens, and I will use them later on in the coloring process. But first we're going to pull out the Ohuhu Pupe markers and do all of the base coloring. So I'm going to be using a lot of light colors for all of the base tones here. It's almost like coloring in a coloring book that you've drawn yourself. It's very simple, very easy. I'm literally just kind of coloring in big swaths of space. Like for example, on the bottom left I have the flower flowery field with the roses, the flower, well, they're not roses, they're more like pink daisies, I guess, but the pink flowers, and then there's going to be hills going off into the distance, and I'm just coloring the entire thing with a flat wash of very bright light green. Now this looks really boring and amateur at first, but later on I'm going to be using a stippling technique to add more depth and shadows, so don't worry, it will look better later. But if you also like this very flat, matte, basic color look, this is also super cute, I think. And like I said, it seems like a coloring book, so it was very therapeutic to go about this process. Now, as far as the drawing itself, I did take ideas from Pinterest, but just like general things, I feel like a landscape is not hard to draw. It's very simple and it's like basic shapes that are okay to be messy. So if you're a beginner to bullet journaling, a landscape is a great thing to draw because flowers, leaves, like we've been drawing those since we were kids, you know, clouds, suns, those kinds of things. The trees themselves kind of go back and forth between showing the bark and then showing the leaves in like little horizontal blobs, I guess. I was very, very messy with the line art. You guys will notice I was just like letting my hand be messy, be scribbly, because I knew that the coloring style was going to be, you know, again, not perfect. It was going to be very like a coloring book-y. I need to stop saying the exact same word over and over again, but it's basically what describes what I was doing here. So it doesn't need to be perfect at all. This is a really fun spread to try if you're into bullet journaling. Maybe the Dutch door is a little advanced, so if you don't want to do that one at first, I totally understand, but I would definitely recommend trying this style of coloring with, like, again, basic line art, very, very messy, and then just letting the marker do its thing. It is okay to just, like, you know, press on the brush nib and let it be messy and scribbly, especially for trees and leaves, because nature is absolutely not perfect. There are so many imperfections, but that's the beauty of it, right? So being messy, so that's kind of the point, and it's the best way to draw landscapes like this. It's just kind of letting color splash across the page. Now, as I am coloring this, I am trying to focus on the different seasons. So you'll notice on the left, the trees are a much lighter green than the ones on the right, and they're also completely filled in. That's because the ones on the right are in the winter season, right? So I want to make it seem like there is snow resting on the tops of each of these branches. So I did leave little gaps of white that's basically supposed to emulate the snow. And then at the bottom, the little like hills with the blue outline, that's also the snow at the bottom, which is why that section is also not colored in. I will eventually color in the entire sky, so it will show up a little bit more and it'll be more obvious what is purposefully supposed to be left white. And this was also, I would like to say it was tedious to color in the entire like outline of the page, but honestly it was not. It was so much fun, and I love the look of like everything being colored except for that middle rectangle of white. Like, I think it's very satisfying to look at. It makes it very clear to distinguish between what is art, obviously the outside, and what is space for planning and productivity. If you needed to make the Dutch door a little bigger and leave yourself more room for planning, you can definitely expand, you know, the dimensions as far as the Dutch door in the middle versus the art on the outside. But I thought this was enough space for me, at least, especially in January. I am not in college for the first like half, maybe 3/4 of the month, so not much is happening in January. I am just relaxing at home with my family, so I don't need much space for planning, which is why this calendar was pretty small, but it did still have enough space to do whatever I needed it to do. Alright, so now we're finally getting into the spreads in the middle, and this first spread is, like I said, the calendar. I'm using the calligraphy end of a light blue dot marker, or the Kumimi markers, and like I said, it is so much fun to use calligraphy in a different color. I would liken the feel of this calligraphy pen to a Tombow Fudenosuke pen. If you have one of those, it's very, very similar. And you can see that I also used the dot end of these markers to draw the little circles for each day of the week, so it was really easy instead of having to draw my own little circles. You could just tap the marker once and it makes a perfect little circle for each day of the week. It's very, very convenient. Moving on to the second Dutch door, this is going to be the tracker spread. So on the top, I'm going to have 4 habits. I think the ones I put were vitamin, water, exercise, and reading, maybe. Very vague habits, but obviously you can choose to edit them however you want. And once again, I'm using the dot marker for this. So my idea was, instead of having it be a boring calendar box where you fill in each square, I wanted to make the calendar out of dots by using the dot marker, and this was a very efficient way just to create 30 31 little dots, and then you can put a little check mark or an X over it if you do complete the habit that day. Just a different idea to kind of spice up your habit trackers, try something a little different. Now I'm going to be doing a gratitude. I've actually labeled it. This like space where I have the different lines I can put, you know, gratitude, monthly planning, anything like that. And then on the right side, I also have an expense tracker. Flipping back to the calendar page, I'm just going to be adding some diagonal lines and the days of the calendar that is not in January. Those are December and February days. And then the last spread is the weekly spread. So I have 8 boxes here. Now I did write first week of January on here with the blue calligraphy. I ended up numbering the days starting from January 6th because it was a Monday, the first Monday in January. So this is technically the second week of January, but just pretend that I said second, not first. Just overlook that little mistake. But I think that these spreads are very simple, very minimal. I tried to use a lot of color that matches the color on the outside, but I wasn't overdoing it because I knew that obviously the bulk of this spread is not the center, it's the exterior. And now finally for the stippling. So what I'm using now are the dot ends of the Kamimi journal pens, and I'm just going in with a darker shade of every color and adding dots in the shadows to create this stippling shadowy effect. So for example, on the trunks of the trees or of the fence, I'm using a darker brown to add shadows onto the left side where the sun is not facing the trees, or the right side with the wintry trees. And this is a great way to add shadows without having to blend, because the stippling technique basically emulates shadows. If you blur your eyes, it seems like a nice gradient, but if you look up close, it's just a lot of tiny little dots. It's such a cool technique. I used to love doing stippling a lot in art in like high school, and so I loved bringing it back for this particular setup. It's a great way to also add texture to your art. Not only can you do this in the trees, you can do this on the mountains, the clouds. The grass itself looked very boring with just like one big swath of light green, so I added a lot of texture with like little dots and ridges and bumps to emulate the little blades of grass. And also one thing I forgot to do was the river. I should have added a little bit of texture to the river. I forgot to do that because the lighting was getting really low in the afternoon, so unfortunately it is getting a little blurry in this footage, but I was kind of chasing the sun, so I ended up editing the video a little early. But if I had a little extra time, I would have probably added a little bit more shading to the river as well. But that being said, I think you guys get the picture. I think this turned out super fun. We see all 4 seasons going from left to right. It's colorful, it's happy. I would love to have a bullet journal set up like this in my actual bullet journal. I think it just brings me so much joy to look at, and hopefully this is a good idea for you guys to also replicate in your own bullet journal. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Ohuhu's channel. If you want to subscribe to me, my name is Mingo Studio on YouTube. I would love to see you over there. And if you want to watch the last video in our 4-part series, we will have it linked right here on the screen. Have a great day.